remind myself.
Right.
What were some of the things you looked at in film today and emphasized to your guys?
Basically, the things the areas they outworked us in, offensive rebounds, transition, and the three-pointers that we gave up. Specifically, those three things. Obviously, we looked at our transition offense where we missed some opportunities there, but felt like it was the first game where we really got out-hustled, out-physical, really aggressive right from the start. So giving up 19 fast break points, 18 offensive rebounds, and 18 three-pointers is not a good sign, especially when you're not shooting it that well.
Looked like a couple guys were missing today. Is that sickness going around?
A little illness that will be with us, but I want to rest up before we get on the flight.
Dylan and Jalen? Anybody else?
No.
Looking back at Saturday, that last possession with Fred, is that what you want to be doing in that spot?
Well, we want to push for a quick shot. We still have one timeout left, and obviously you got to make made baskets, whether it's a 2 or 3 in the foul game with about 16 or 20 seconds left. Wanted to save the last timeout, and mainly we think it was a foul. They admitted it was a foul, and from my view, it looked like a foul. So we should have been getting free throws, and then we could have played the free throw game from there. So that's we want to push, catch them off guard, and then they're not set defensively, and try to get a quick look. Just didn't go our way as far as the foul call, but obviously we made a mistake there.
So your big thing is quick bucket any way you can get it, and just make sure you keep that timeout.
Unless I have 2 timeouts, then you call one and advance it. But obviously getting in the free throw game, you want to keep that last timeout in your pocket.
Different team you're playing against going into Minnesota this year, and we watched the way that Anthony Edwards has taken his game up another level, especially last season and even in the Olympics. What are some of the difficulties of trying to guard him?
Well, he's taking and making three-pointers at a much higher rate, taking 11 a game at I think 43%. So he's obviously much more confident in searching for those shots, whether off the catch or off the dribble. The explosive athlete that he is and score that he can get downhill, that makes him that much more dangerous, that you have to pick him up that much higher. And so, yeah, he's taking his game to another level, and he's kind of carrying that team, especially with Conley in and out of the lineup. And I'm kind of trying to find their way with Randall being the addition. So it's elevated his game for sure, and obviously a good challenge for us guarding him.
Jalen struggled a little bit the last several games with his shots. Do you feel like he's still getting the same shots he was getting early in the season?
I think he's turned some down that he had been taking, so we don't want him to start second-guessing those. Reading the defense, how they're guarding him, I think he can improve in that a little bit more still, and he has at times. But when they're not falling, just not go away from that confidence-wise. I think him getting to the basket, teams are mixing in some unders on him, so we want him to take those shots. And then once he's made them, as you've seen, it's opened up the lane for him to get to the basket, but also draw attention and get guys shots. So want him to stay confident there, continue to read the game, and grow the way he has at the end of last season and the start of this season.
You mentioned before the really compressed part of the schedule that you hope to avoid slippage in many areas. Were you seeing signs of any slippage in any particular area, even when you were winning those games?
At times, we would point out a quarter or two of poor basketball or poor awareness, attentiveness, recognition, game plan, scheming, and things like that. But we corrected pretty quickly. I think this was the first game that we didn't, come out of the gate. We understood we beat them pretty badly the other night, and they were going to come out aggressive. And I don't think we matched their physicality from the start. When you give up the offensive rebounds the way we did, the transition baskets off the makes, it was very evident that we weren't locked in like we should have been to start. And then you couple that with poor shooting, it's a perfect storm as far as that. But good sign is, other than the late technical and the free throws, they had 101 points. So if we have an average game offensively, we're in good shape there, and we can still rely on our defense with giving up 18 threes and all those things. They only still had 101. So hang your hat on your defense when your shots aren't falling. But the box outs and the transition and the threes given up, it was glaring how we didn't really match their physicality on that end.
So is those the kind of things, or are there certain things you really address in a practice? But this is the first one for the full team practice in November. Is that the kind of thing, finally, you get a day on this court?
Well, it's more of a film session, honestly. We still have a back-to-back coming up, so we want to work on some things offensively. Obviously, get our shots to fall a little at a higher clip, but the great film session as far as looking at that because it was all things we could control. We understand it was our 5th game in 7 nights and we played 17 games in 30 days and all those things, but those were more mental errors than physical. You know, finding a man to box out, communicating in transition, and then locking in on the 3-point shooters like we've done the last few games, giving up 5 and 8 for the 2 previous games. To give up 18 was lack of awareness, and Sharp, Simons, and Jeremy Grant were 3 guys who really specified on picking up higher pickup points and not letting them walk into shots, and they were too comfortable.
Is there any concern Fred might get suspended?
Is there? Yeah. He is not suspended.
Y'all have heard from the league about that?
Yeah.
Thank you.